G'day, Mark Batten in Australia. How are you going, trendsetters? Today is day 43 of the 60-day video momentum challenge. And the topic for today is, how does the way we imagine our future help form that future? My perspective is that most of us are defined by our current capabilities, whether we're competent or not competent, whether we're capable or not capable, and by the circumstances that we find ourselves in, whether they appear to be favourable or unfavourable. All of those things combined, and probably a whole bunch of other things in our thinking, define who we are. Or put another way, if someone says to you, so tell me about yourself, and you start talking about what you've done, your degree, the jobs you've had, maybe a bit about the family and where you live, how long you've been there, do you play rugby? And that's the definition. And by default, that definition is in the past. It's in our past. So if we're continually imagining what our circumstances are, what our capabilities are, what we're competent in, as being top of mind, then we're probably not going to advance very far past where we are. And that tends to be the fate. It's a fate which I see a lot, and I certainly have seen it in myself, and that's why it's something I've learnt for myself to focus on. I believe what I've just talked about is wrong thinking, and it leads to something of helplessness, of learned helplessness, because we're not taught at school how to go about really visioning and capturing in our minds what the future's all about, and learning how to focus purposefully, mindfully, is a real art. It's an art form, but it's what we're here for. There's an old management maxim that says 90% of a person's success is in the mindset of that individual. Or to put it another way, in terms of spirituality or metaphysical thinking, our outer world is created by our inner world. Or thoughts are real forces. This has been written about and talked about by many sages much more wise than I am. I'm regurgitating much of this because I think it's important to the topic, that how does the way we imagine our future help form that future? Well, it's everything. What we think really does matter. What we think creates our universe, and each one of us is responsible for that. So where you're at today and where I'm at today, I take total responsibility for, as hard as that is to look in the mirror and say, yeah, that's me. But if I accept the maxim that thoughts are real forces, and that I'm in charge of those forces, then I have no other place to go. And that's a place of ownership and of self-determination, which I aspire so strongly to become. So there is another aspect to this, and that's that in growing up in the world that in the worlds that we grow up in, many people have been defined by what the school teacher said that they could be, what mum and dad's thinking was or wasn't for them. Maybe mum and dad did have a vision, maybe mum and dad didn't talk about what the possibilities were. Maybe you're conditioned by society. And then for a very, very small number of people who take on a personal development approach, they realise that a vision for the future is something which not only is very helpful, but actually does change circumstances. There's a poem which I read a long time ago. I actually have it in my my little Bible which I have here. It's called Thinking, and I'm just going to read the last part of it because it's a rather long poem. But it starts off by saying, "If you think you're beaten, you are." The last part of the poem goes, "Life's battles don't always go to the stronger or faster man, but soon or late, the man who wins is the man who thinks he can." And that's by Walter D. Wintle, an American poet. So a really valuable and salient poem, and totally pertinent to this particular topic. So if you accept that you're responsible for your own reality, then the blame game can't apply unless you want to blame yourself, and that's not entirely helpful. For myself, I choose to focus on my future self as defined by me, not as defined by somebody else who thinks I'm good or not good at something, but simply me visioning that my circumstances are not fixed in concrete, that they are totally malleable and totally changeable if only I will focus on them and hold that thought in the right manner, in the right degree, in the right space of my thinking. That's Battenman for day 43. I'll see you tomorrow, trendsetters.